Hey guys, welcome back to the layout. So it's been quite a while, a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, since my last video. I apologize for that. I'm going to call this probably a layout update, but there's not too much to update. There's not going to be really me panning around. I might pan around a bit, and no trains. When I basically got out of it, I'll give you a little backstory. So, Chris had a Athearn GP40 and an economy sound decoder, and he wanted me to put them in, a speaker and everything. Nothing I haven't done before, no problem. It was a real goofball, and I kind of assumed that everything had been tested by both the people being, truthful on the other side of eBay, which was my first mistake. And two, I assumed that, it had been tested. He had brought it over at one point, and it seemed to run okay. So, I didn't really test it on DC. Took it all apart, wired it up for DCC like I've done multiple times, And lo and behold, it doesn't work. Keeps stalling, keeps shorting out. Can't figure out why. Over the course of 3-4 days, I spent a lot of hours looking over my own wiring, trying to figure stuff out to the point where I'm pretty much confident I've pooched the decoder. I say pretty much. Okay. So I talked to Chris and I say this is what happened. I don't know why at this point. So I'm going to order you a new one. So I order a new one because it's my fault. It was working. I did test the decoder. I just didn't test the locomotive before I put it in. So now I'm not a quitter. I don't give up real easy. I find if there's any hope, I pretty well stick strong until all my options are gone. So one day I'm up here and it's really bugging me because stuff like that really bugs me when I mess up. It bugs me so much. I'm up at 4 a.m. and I'm down here and I'm working on it, and I take apart every single piece I can take apart that's metal of the chassis of the locomotive. And we're talking wheels. I took apart pretty well everything. The wheels, the gears, the sides, the trucks, everything. And lo and behold, found some evidence that there was somebody in there before me who had tried to solder somewhere that, well, it clearly wasn't working, and that was causing my problems. So getting it in and out, at this point I must have taken it apart 25-30 times. I get it going, but I can't get all the stupid wires back in the shell. I've got the LEDs mounted, the speakers mounted, but there's just so much stupid wires, and I ended up breaking off the common wire, the blue wire for the accessories, so no lights. Sound still worked, still ran, but boy was I disappointed. I took it pretty hard. I was pretty upset. I just hate failing at stuff like that's a stupid mistake, I could have prevented that. And anyway, Chris was awesome about it. Really good guy. Told me not to worry. Told me that would be just fine. It ran good then, made sure I tested it up and down and all around my layout, and it ran good. So I said, okay. Well, now I've got the second decoder. So Chris said, well, I've got a Athearn GP38-2. And I'm like, well, we'll see. I had ordered, so I talked about it forever in a bunch of my videos. I finally ended up ordering a sound decoder for my Bachman S2. This lock sound select direct. I know it's not perfect, but it'll fit. I'm happy. Well, So I check all my wiring on the Bachman. It works with the light bar, so I, check everything. And before I put the decoder in, I put it on my program track. Seems okay. Awesome. So I put it in the locomotive. On the program track, no problem. I can talk to it. Read the CVs, change the address. It's all good. Put it on my main, nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, put it back on the program track, no problem. Put it back on the main, nothing. So now I get a little scared. I take the decoder out because I had soldered the 2 pickup in the 2 motor. I don't care about the lights, I don't care about the speaker at this point. Simple. And for everything else, I did hook up, but I used off the original light bar, kind of the little covers. I don't think you'll be able to see, but basically there's a little gap in there for the wire, and you just slip those over the ends. Anyway, long story short. So it's just a decoder and some wires, and put it on the program track, and it works. Take it off the programming track, and it doesn't. And we're talking, there's no... I've only got 2 wires at this point. It's my feeder wires to my track. Because at one point, I was like, okay, I'll try programming on the main and see if I can read anything. Nothing. So I'm like, okay. Put it back on the programming track, and it's not there. Can't read it, can't talk to it, can't do anything, nothing. Try zero stretching, all this stuff, nothing. Okay. So then I think, okay, it's pooched. I've somehow broken it. Check all my wiring 5-10 times. I'm talking, I go over everything with the multimeter. And at this point, because of what happened with Chris's locomotive, I'm just wrecked. My confidence, I'm not feeling the model trains at this point. I'm just trying to get her done. And I think, okay, because this set me back a lot of money. It came to $180 after tax and shipping or something like that. And that's a lot of money to me. That's a lot of money. And to waste that, that's a lot of money. And that's what I thought I did. So I ended up emailing Credit Valley. Well, I go on Locked Sound site, I go on ESU's site, and they say contact your vendor. So I contact Credit Valley Railroad. What am I up to? 8 minutes. I better talk faster. Contact Credit Valley Railroad, and I'm like, look, this would happen. Here are all everything I did. Step 1 to step 50. I'm not going to lie about it, because if I roasted it, then I roasted it. But I want to make sure. I want to see where I went wrong. So I email him, and I give him that, and he emails me back, and he's like, well, it didn't seem like you had anything wrong, Because I offered, I said, I'll make videos, I'll take pictures, whatever you need, So he gets me to troubleshoot a couple other things. I ended up hooking a DC power pack up to a little section of track, stuff like that. Absolutely nothing. So he's like, sounds like it came dead. He said, doesn't sound like it's your fault. He said, send her back. I'll send you a new one. Awesome. I send it back, and I didn't walk in this room for 3 weeks. At least 2. I might have popped my head in. I just wanted nothing to do with this. I started looking to purchase a Fox Body Mustang because of the summer. I like classic cars, and that's a very inexpensive semi-classic car. So wanted to do that, and 4-wheel. It's summer, right? So I just lost it. I just lost interest and left everything a mess. I think I came in one day because I ended up selling some of my CN hoppers. So I packed those up, and I left foam S's everywhere. Oh, it was bad, guys. So anyway, long story short, I know I've said that. The replacement, okay, so Chris is talking to me, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of out of it. And he's like, man, but I got this GP38, you know, and I got this new decoder that I had bought for him to replace the broken one, kind of thing. And he says, can you put it in? Well, I went back and forth an awful lot. You know, at one point I said, no, you pay somebody else. He doesn't pay me. I do it because he builds things for me. It's kind of like a you guys are going to hate me. Quid pro quo, I think, right? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I think that's what it is. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. So I don't charge him or anything, but I said, like, you're going to have to bring this to somebody because I can't do this, clearly. And he's like, Dave, like, it was a mistake. Don't worry, you're fine. I'm like, dude, I'm so not. And he kind of left me alone for a bit, and then he came back and he's like, dude, so what about that GP38? And I was like, alright. So I stopped at his house maybe a week ago, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I got the bag with the GP38 and the speaker. And I bought another speaker because the one I got won't really fit. And it sat in the bag for another week. Well, I just took it out last night. And I'm very proud to say I did it. I didn't break anything. It didn't kill me. Lights, sound, runs awesome. You know, that's how a decoder install should be. Took me a little longer because I was so careful. I tested everything like a million times. But I don't care. I'd rather it take a little longer and make sure it works than rush through everything. So, I'm going to be doing my Bachman S2, trying this new decoder out, seeing if I don't screw things up. I know it wasn't really my fault, but I always blame myself, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I've cleaned out most of the layout here. Let's give you a little look-see around. Not much have changed. So, cleaned everything up. I gotta give this back to Chris. Ooh, I actually do. I have a background building kit for a shipping company that's going in that corner. The bakery is coming along. It's coming in that corner. The junkyard is moved to there. I don't know if this was in my last video, but I made a wooden kit, and I've got a second one, not quite like that, but similar. Little loading dock. Nothing's changed on this side at all. But I will show you guys. I added, yeah, I don't think this was on my last update. So I added my ground throw here and a siding to the outside. So that's a team track for the outside world. And then you can see that switch going off. That is going to be a closed main line to the outside world. So basically the premise is trucks have to bring everything to a certain point, and then where the trains pick it up and deliver it into the valley, the Cordova Valley. Other than that, I'm kind of back. I'm forcing myself back into it slowly. I'm not going to go ham, but I'm going to slowly work on my my Bachman, and that's pretty much it. For anybody who is interested, I'm still selling this pack of CP Rail hoppers. The dust is only on the box. I've kept these very good. They didn't get a lot of action. They sat on my layout mostly in the box because the way I used to do it when I had the 4x8, and even when I had this, for the most part, I used to box everything up when I wasn't using it. So it hasn't seen a lot of track. They're in perfect condition. I've also got, I think, 4 kind of Bachman hoppers in 2 separate styles, which I will show you here. So I've got the old Bachman hoppers that kind of match that, just less detail. And they've all got the horn hook couplers on them. And then I've got this style, still Canadian Pacific, so I've got 2 of each. And I'm just going to throw those in for free. I'm looking to get 120 bucks. Well, that's what I posted them at. If anybody's interested, I'm open to offers. just let me know. You know, if you're interested, message me, comment. Message me with your info. Like we'll figure something out. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. It's just that I don't have coal on my layout anymore, so no need for the hoppers. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, listening to my rant. It's been tough for me. It's been tough, and I know that sounds stupid, but I'm sure some of you can relate. You know, you just get worn down, and your confidence just takes a beating, and you just don't feel like it. No, you know, and that's how I felt. Now, I bit the bullet. I did that for Chris, and it went great. And you know, it really helped, and it kind of said, hey, you know what? I'll tackle this again. I can do it. You know. So within the next couple days, I will be doing that. Probably going to try to do a sound review on it, finish my review for the Atlases, get some work done on the layout, you know. So thanks everybody for sticking with me. I wouldn't say there's any criticism, but if you do have any comments, criticisms, questions, comment down below. If you enjoyed listening to my extremely long, probably over 16.5 minutes, if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to thumbs up it. And if you're not and you want to be, I usually don't make long-winded videos like, oh, who am I kidding? I do all the time. At least there's usually more action. I'm not feeling so sorry for myself. But if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, enjoy your bacon.